So before we start this tutorial, let's check we have enough stock to see us through the whole thing. So I've got a brushed aluminium texture here to go over the letter or number. I have one fire texture, 2, 3, 4 and 5 different fire pictures. I have one smoke and another one. We could obviously use the same. I've got two different ones. And we have this, a 5 pixel square box with 5 dots across it, and I'll show you how to make that in a second. So let's start. We're going to go to File, New. We're going to have a preset of that, and that's going to give us a widescreen high resolution picture for a screensaver. Press OK. The first thing we want to do is fill this with black, and then unlock it. Okay. So with that done, we're going to make this. If we go to File, New, and then just type in 5, 5 and press OK, we get a box like that. What you're going to want to do is delete the background and then pop 5 squares like that by taking your marquee tool, making a square and filling with white, and do that 5 times. Then with that done, merge anything you have there, so it's got one layer. We're going to go to Edit, Define Pattern, and then name a pattern. Press OK, and we're good. So after you've done that, we're going to come back to this screen, and we're going to go to the Effects button here. We're going to take a pattern overlay into this, press our white one we've just made, reduce our opacity down to about 15%, and scale it up to about 146%. Once that's done, press OK, and we're ready to roll. Oh, did I say that? Oh well. Next up, take our polygon lasso tool, zoom in 100%, and while pressing shift, do a angled, move across, so we get something like that. Press new layer, come to our fill, get a new color out, and I'm going to choose a blue. Press OK. I've chosen a dark blue, hash 0718BE. Press OK, and fill that with a color. Control D to deselect, and we're going to make effect on this. So we go for a drop shadow, and we're going to push our drop shadow to the right very slightly, so it's fairly visible. I'm going to get a bevel and emboss here. Going to take this size down quite drastically. We want it to make it look as if it's coming out of the page. That looks good. So we're going to press OK here, and that's great. Now with the move tool selected and this layer selected, we're going to press Alt and drag to make a new one. Press Control E to flatten this layer to this. So Control E, Alt, drag, and repeat. Wow, I need to get a more efficient screen recorder. This is my new computer, and it doesn't like this software for some. It's running off a external hard drive, so it's not liking the capture. Control E again. Wow, okay. Control E. Control E, or you can alternatively press Control J to duplicate that layer, V to select that layer and move it across. But can you see how fast that that process is after a while? Right, so let's merge those layers for the last time. Control J to duplicate, and if we zoom out a little, we'll push that there. Actually, no, we're going to do that the other way. It's just so. If we've got that selected like that, let's press Control E to merge the layers for the last time. Okay. Now with that done, we're going to duplicate it, move it up to the top of our screen, Control T, and flip vertical. I'm going to push that right to the top, and because it's an effect now, we can change the way in which this looks. Choose the size a little, press OK. Yep, that looks good. Happy with that? So now I have my borders. If these are too big for your screen, then you're going to have to reduce them a bit, but they're new layers, so shouldn't be too much trouble. So if I create a new group now and call that borders and background, we're going to just tidy this up a little. Okay. Next layer. Now the next layer is going to be our 7, our text layer. So if we go text 7, I want that in white actually. 7, and I know that's a good size for my thing. 72 fills up quite a lot of the screen, and I don't know if you saw what text I had. Consolas, bold and sharp. Now when I saw this text I thought of Mass Effect, mainly because I've been playing that a bit recently, and I like Mass Effect. So if you might want to put an N there. Actually, I'll do that in this one. So we're going to add a slight drop shadow onto this. Very slight, just keep it as it is. And a very slight bevel and emboss. You can play about with this. I'm going to put the depth up a bit, but I'm going to keep the size relatively the same. Next up I'm going to put a gradient overlay. Now I'm going to go from dark black to white, and I'm going to create a new one here and go to black again. Press OK, and we're happy. This is time where we're going to bring our aluminium texture in. So if we just go to that and our picture, Control T to get a nice bit of it in. Control, or I think it's Control or Command text there to select all the pixels in that. Go back to our aluminium layer and we're going to press mask. You can then set the mask to multiply and reduce the opacity. Now that that's done, we're going to add a fire textures to this. So we're going to just bring in our fire, choosing which one we want first. I reckon this one will be good to begin with. Control T, Control O to transform and move to the size. I'm just going to scale that down a little. Press OK, and blend mode screen. That looks good. So I'm going to warp it a little bit just to get the fire that I'm looking for. Press OK there, and with a mask we can simply just paint it out with black, any of the edges. This can be the, well, I find the hardest part, just to get a painted out texture that looks as if well, it looks as if it hasn't been painted out, to be honest with you. So now looking at that, that probably looks a little bit big for me, and we're going to take it down a little. Next texture we're going to put in, we're going to put in this one. So same again. Screen. And we're just going to move this slightly to the right, just over our texture. Same again, mask it with the mask button and simply paint out the corners. Right, I'm happy with my flaming 7 now, and the next task is to make that a color 7. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the channel mixer here, and the channel mixer is great to change the color of any of these. So if you want a green one, you can change it to green, and so forth. But I want a blue one. And that looks like a good blue, and to get that we just went to the reds, 74 minus 200, 0, skip the greens, and went from red plus 200, green to minus that, and blue to that. We're good. Now, you may have noticed that it paints our picture a little bit green, bluish even. So we're just going to invert that mask, and we're going to paint onto it. And the great thing is that paint onto white with white paint, I think this way is better than most, because you can take away the corners, but I like the mix of blue and orange flame. I think they complement each other quite nicely. It looks hot, it looks really hot when you've just got that complement of the two colours. I don't think I think it just looks a little bit better, to be honest with you. So that's what I'm going to say. I tend to keep the flames that are radiating from the 7 but orange, and the flames off of it blue. So we've got a really nice fire texture now, and that really looks as if it's sizzling. Next up, we're just going to add the final touches to this masterpiece in the form of smoke. So we're just transforming this down, enter, and then we're just going to choose, we can go for screen if we want, but you know, play about it. They can give you different effects, and it's all dependent on your taste. So you know, that's quite good. I think pin light's also a quite nice one. Where are you? Pin light's a very nice one. And you know, it all depends on what you want. So if I just create a mask here, I'm just going to paint in our smoke, and if for little bits of effect you can paint this out. And with a smaller brush, paint it in the back there. We can keep it a screen. You know, it's all about playing about with it. So if I just make that one bigger now, just paint in the rest of my smoke, and I'm going to put another one like so. Very easy. Ooh, don't want to move that. And go to screen again. Ooh, I didn't like it there. That texture was just a little bit too light there. Didn't like it as such. Now, just to, can you see if you can see that? I don't know if you can see that box there. To get rid of that, we're just going to mask and paint with a black. So that's essentially finished, and in mine, oh, don't know if you can see that actually. Well, I haven't got the top bit there. I prefer the smoke as it was. So, you know, you can always go back to it, and because everything's in layers and we've ordered it nicely, just take that away, and take the bottom away if you don't, if you so choose, and that's finished. I hope you enjoyed this video tutorial. Please rate the video. If you have any questions, leave a comment, and for more videos like this one, come and check out my channel. The link will be in the description below.